Lined the streets to see the happy couple, and our cameras were there canvassing your thoughts on that royal wedding.
Why shouldn't he have, be happy just once in his life, if it makes him really happy? And I heard him say the other day that he was doing it for him, which is absolutely brilliant as far as I'm concerned, because we all need to do things for us sometimes.
Well, we've been here since January, so it was announced once we were already in London, but my mom was like, I can't believe it. She said it's on the news everywhere. And my mom's a big Princess Diana fan, so I don't think she liked it very much, but Americans liked Princess Diana.
I didn't know all the gossip until I moved to London, and you hear a lot of negative media and all the stuff that went on when him and Diana were still married, and so I kind of have mixed opinions now, but that's kind of from the mass media too. But I think it's a good thing because they've been together so long, so they might as well make it official.
I think it's great news, and I am actually going to propose a toast to the happy couple today. And in there's a finest drop of whiskey, and I'm going to say to Charles and Camilla, our future king and queen, good luck, good health, and may God bless you both. God save the Queen.
I think it's very nice. I think it's good that they're finally getting married. I think that's good.
They clearly love each other. I just think it's about time, and everybody likes a royal wedding. We just thought we'd come up for this one.
I'm not really a Camilla fan, but I just wanted to come so I can tell my children something.
I think it's about time that people gave him a break. It's the right time for him to get married, I think.
They're just normal people, aren't they? They haven't done anything wrong. They clearly love each other. They've been together for, 20 years now, so.
Well, across the world and across the country, there's been many different reactions to that marriage. Emma Walden's been gauging London's response to today's special events.
For many, it was a day of celebration, the happy ending to a long and at times difficult love affair. But whilst the crowds congratulated the newlyweds as they left the Guildhall in Windsor, others were marking the day very differently indeed.
I disapprove of the way Charles and Camilla treated Diana. It was despicable. If they want to get married, fair enough, but go away and do it quietly. Abdicate as well and take her with you.
The very vocal fans of Princess Diana gathered at Kensington Palace today to make their feelings known.
I cannot view this as an end to a perfect love story. It isn't a love story, it's a tragedy.
Strong emotions from supporters and detractors, but in one pub in Hackney, regulars seemed far less interested in the latest regal nuptials.
I just don't think it's the big event that they perhaps want it to be.
And do you think that's because he's been married before, or do you think it's because the royals just aren't as popular as they used to be?
Perhaps they're not as popular as they used to be, and I think definitely he's been married before. He's done it once, hasn't he? He's had his day.
They deserve to get married and they want to get married, and there's no reason why anyone should say otherwise, At the moment, people get divorced and remarried, and, that's the facts of life, so they're no different.
Indeed, times have changed. Today it was a very different atmosphere in the capital than that of 24 years ago when the heir to the throne first married. In 1981, Oxford Street played host to an enormous street party marking Prince Charles's marriage to Diana Spencer. Nearly a quarter of a century on, shoppers seemed more interested in the latest bargain than the latest royal wedding. But for those who'd come to soak up the atmosphere at Windsor, a right royal treat. As the happy couple left St George's Chapel after their blessing, they acknowledged the crowds with a wedding walkabout. 30 years after Charles and Camilla first met, their smiles said it all.
Well, as we speak, Prince Charles and his new wife will be enjoying a reception at Windsor Castle hosted by the Queen. I'm sure the celebratory drinks will be free-flowing, and I'll join with the guests there now in wishing the happy couple all the best. Cheers. Emma Walden, London Tonight, Hackney.
In other news, the allegations are continuing to pile up against Michael Jackson in his child abuse trial. A former chef at the Neverland Ranch has told the court he saw the singer groping the Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin in the early 90s. Philip Lamarck is the third past employee of Mr Jackson this week to say he actually witnessed a sexual contact between the singer and young boys. Sean Jones has more.
MSNBC keeps you up to the minute every 15 minutes. I'm Melissa Rayberger. Here's the latest. More graphic testimony at the Michael Jackson child molestation trial.
Michael Jackson was in court in Santa Maria to hear yet another former employee tell how they saw him abuse young boys. All this week, prosecutors have systematically called a series of witnesses to try and establish what they claim is a pattern of sexual misconduct with young boys over a number of years. The witnesses are telling a worryingly similar story. The latest evidence came from this man, 70-year-old Philip Lamarck, a former cook at Jackson's Neverland Ranch. His claim dates back to 1991, when he alleges he saw Michael Jackson fondling child actor Macaulay Culkin as the two played a video game. Lamarck told the court he was delivering a late-night snack to Jackson's arcade room in the middle of the night when he witnessed the alleged abuse. Despite this latest evidence, Macaulay Culkin, the star of Home Alone films, has always denied publicly that he was ever abused by Michael Jackson. He will, though, not testify in this case. Earlier, Jackson's former maid, Adrienne McManus, testified that she saw Jackson in compromising positions with boys. She says she saw him in the shower with a young boy. On cross-examination, Jackson's lawyer, Thomas Mesereau, has attacked the witnesses' credibility. He claims they are disgruntled employees who are out to get Jackson's money. For Jackson himself, it will be a difficult weekend after a week of testimony that painted him as a serial child abuser. He denies all the charges and allegations against him. The trial resumes on Monday. Sian Jones, ITV News.
Well, still to come here on the ITV News Channel, we'll have more on our top story, the wedding of Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles. Plus, from the wedding of the King to the Sporters Kings, we'll bring you all the action from the Grand National. That in just a moment.
I overheard something today. They were talking about assassinating President Suwannee.
From Sidney Pollack, acclaimed director of the firm.
You could identify the voice if you heard it again.
Yes.
Comes the most anticipated thriller of the year.
They saw me up there. I'm scared.
Are we using her as bait?
These guys know what they're doing. He's here in the building.
We're out of time. The Interpreter.
The new GS from Lexus takes you miles away in seconds.
This is an emergency appeal for Chechnya.
Emergency appeal for Sudan.
Emergency appeal for Congo.
For Somalia. Emergency appeal for Afghanistan.
Burundi.
For Chad. Ethiopia. For Angola.
For Colombia.
Zambia.
Nepal.
Somalia.
This is an emergency appeal.
This is an appeal for Médecins Sans Frontières. We believe that people have a right to medical care, whoever and wherever they are. Our doctors and nurses volunteer to travel to some of the most volatile parts of the world. To make this possible, MSF need your money. £7 a month can provide an examination kit, or can vaccinate more than 110 children against deadly meningitis. Please pick up the phone now and help us to save lives. Please give £7 a month by calling 0800 200 222 now. Thank you.
You're watching Bid TV, and well done to the winning bidders in that last auction. You got yourself a real bargain. Yes! And here's £10 off your next purchase on Bid TV.
This month, Bid TV is giving away £1 million to spend on the channel. So tune in for the special giveaway auctions every day, because there's even bigger savings to be made.
The £1 million giveaway month, only on Bid TV, Freeview Channel 23, where you bid for bargains.
Hello. When you want a personal loan, you can just go to your bank. But why not see if it's easier, faster and cheaper to call Lombard Direct on 0800 2 15,000.
Your rate is based on your circumstances and loan amount. Our typical rate is just 6.4% APR.
For an unsecured personal loan of up to £25,000, call Lombard Direct on 0800 2 15,000 or apply online at lombarddirect.com.
Hello again, welcome back. Now, it can't have escaped your notice that today Prince Charles married Camilla Parker Bowles. But how are British people marking the event? Well, in 1981, when Prince Charles married Diana Spencer, many streets had parties. But what about today? Anglia's Alex Gore has been finding out.
Well, it's the middle of Saturday afternoon and at Windsor Castle the royal wedding is well underway. But here in Norwich, thousands of people have come out shopping rather than watch the service on television. And as the live televised blessing at St George's Chapel was beamed across the country, the city's streets were full of people. Can I ask you why you're not watching the royal wedding today?
Not really interested.
Why am I not watching it? I'm not one bit interested.
Because I don't want Charles to marry Camilla.
I'm working, unfortunately. Love to be there, though.
What about you?
Well, we work together, so yes. We did get an invitation, but we had to turn it down, unfortunately. Our work comes first.
Everything went smoothly at Windsor. The civil wedding ceremony at the Guildhall was followed by the live blessing. And there was a touch of showbiz with many famous guests attending the service. In Norfolk there was another wedding today, although it was a rather more low-key affair. Brenda Cook and John Jeffries tied the knot at Sprouston Manor near Norwich. Like the royal couple, the bride and groom were also getting married for the second time. The couple met when Brenda advertised for a dance partner. And to complete the day, this is farmer Mark Donsworth with Suffolk's very own Camilla. She's a rare Suffolk punch foal born on Mark's farm at Hatcheston near Woodbridge at 4:30 this morning. He says she's a fine filly and he had no hesitation in naming her after the new princess consort.
We just thought it was so apt on a memorable day for her and a very memorable day for us.
And according to Mark, there are a few similarities. Both have brown hair, a sense of style and are looking forward to a happy future with their groom. Alex Gore, Anglia News.
Well, on to the sports news now, and horses are abound. Hedgehunter has won the Grand National at Aintree. The 7-to-1 favourite, ridden by Ruby Walsh, jumped clear at the last fence to sprint home first. Hedgehunter had taken the lead after Tony McCoy's ride. Clan Royal was taken out by a loose horse coming up to Beecher's Brook for a second time. But Hedgehunter safely negotiated all 30 fences. There were 4 miles and 4 furlongs. He finished well clear of Royal Eau Claire and Simply Gifted. It Takes Time was fourth, with Carry Forward fifth on Forest Gunner. In football, Manchester United's title hopes look to have been killed off after they suffered a shock defeat at bottom club Norwich. United seemed to be second best at Carrow Road, and Norwich took a deserved lead when Dean Ashton headed in after 55 minutes. Leon McKenzie doubled the lead 11 minutes later to give Norwich a 2-0 victory. The win doesn't lift them off the bottom, but it almost certainly guarantees that Manchester United won't win this year's Premiership. Well, that's despite a slip-up by would-be champions Chelsea, who were rescued by a late Didier Drogba equaliser against Birmingham at Stamford Bridge. Walter Pandiani scored early on to give the visitors the advantage, but Jose Mourinho's men salvaged a point in the 1-1 draw. Second-placed Arsenal won 1-0 against Middlesbrough. They're now 11 points behind Chelsea. In today's other games, Blackburn beat Southampton 3-0 at Ewood Park. Fulham went down 3-1 at Bolton. Liverpool suffered a blow to their Champions League hopes with a 1-0 defeat to Manchester City. And Portsmouth's new manager, Alain Perrin, celebrated with a 4-2 victory over Charlton. There's fresh speculation today that Steven Gerrard has already agreed a deal to join Chelsea in the summer. Several newspapers say Liverpool's England midfielder has already agreed to swap Anfield for Stamford Bridge. One claims a Premiership manager let the secret slip to journalists. In the Coca-Cola Championship, the most significant result of the day was in the lunchtime kick-off, when table toppers Sunderland lost 2-1 at home to Reading. And Wigan's 2-0 win at Cardiff means that two teams are now 5 points behind the leaders. Wigan are level on points with Ipswich, who have a game in hand on the top two. There were wins for all the other playoff hopefuls: Preston, Derby, West Ham and Sheffield United. And as we've mentioned, Reading won at Sunderland. Julio Arca had put Sunderland in front with a simple far post header. But Dave Kitson was the hero for playoff-chasing Reading. He equalised with 15 minutes left and then converted a penalty after 82 minutes to give Reading the 3 points. In Scotland, Dundee United fans are celebrating tonight after making it through to the Scottish Cup final. They won their semi-final against Hibernian 2-1 at Hampden Park. They'll play either Hearts or Celtic, who meet in the other semi-final tomorrow lunchtime. And there were 3 matches in the Scottish Premier League. Aberdeen missed the chance to leapfrog Hibernian into third when they were beaten 3-1 at home by Motherwell. Dundee and Inverness, Caledonian Thistle, won the day's other matches. In golf, America's Chris DeMarco has stormed into the lead at the Masters tournament in Augusta. DeMarco is now on 10 under par, having finally completed a rain-delayed second round. England's David Howell is tied in 4th place on 3 under par. But the most remarkable turnaround has come from Tiger Woods, who shot around a 66 to end up on 4 under par. Rugby and Bath have moved back into the Zurich Premiership title race with victory over Northampton at the Rec. Tries from Joe Maddock, Andrew Higgins and Duncan Bell ensured the 30 points to 12 victory. The result compounded Northampton's relegation fears and effectively means that Bath will be guaranteed a semi-final clash against Wasps or Leicester if they win their remaining 2 league games. So just to confirm that result, there were also wins for Leeds, London Irish and Leicester. And in cricket, Pakistan have beaten India in the 3rd match of their one-day series with a 106-run victory. Salman Butt hit 101 from 116 balls to steer Pakistan to 319 for 9. India were all out in the 42nd over with Naved Al-Hossain taking 6 wickets. The series now stands at 2-1 to India with 3 to play. Now, ever thought you could give Tom Cruise in Top Gun a run for his money? Well, now you have a chance to prove it at the London Air Show at Earl's Court this weekend. You can have a go on the latest flight simulators. Also at the show is the launch of a 2-seater aircraft that costs less than a luxury car to buy. Phil Bales from London Tonight has been to take a look.
Steady as you go, this multi-million-pound fighter plane is a killing machine, especially if you don't know how to fly it. But fortunately, like every plane at the London Air Show, it's going nowhere because there's no runway. Forget jets racing across the skies above excited crowds. This show's all indoors at Earl's Court.
Well, it's quite a logistical challenge because, as you can imagine, we can't just exactly land planes or helicopters here. So we're required to take the wings and the tail fins off of all of the fixed-wing planes, and we're required to take the rotors off all the helicopters.